pom 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 pom. Pam 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 pam. Pom 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 pom. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning. Happy Sunday. How are you today? My side, I'm good. Kind of good. I found this very nice setting that I didn't know about for the taskbar. You know, the taskbar, you can actually set the icons to show on the taskbar of the monitor where the application is displayed. So for example, I have Blender here, right, on this monitor. So if I click on it, it shows on this monitor. And so the icon is here. But for example, on the other monitor, I have the Restream chat, and it shows on the taskbar of the other monitor. I think it's very handy. Now, if I move the window like this, it appears here. If I move the window back to the other monitor, the icon goes in the taskbar in the taskbar of the other monitor. So it's actually pretty good. I really like it. I didn't use it this way. I had all the icons shared, right, between the two monitors. But it was kind of confusing because then I was, you know, looking left and right to understand where I was. So maybe all of you have it already this way, but I didn't, and I think that this is much better. It's so much better. Also, you understand what window is where, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's very, very nice. Very nice! Okay, guys, we can start, I think. We can start. We can change the music, lower the volume, and start to do some work. Right? Start to make our game better. Very nice. I like making our game better. So, let's see where we are. Ah, yes, we are here. Okay, so I did some work, but not a lot. But I managed at least to have the basic RPC calls from server to client, right, in place, and at least for viewing the drawing. Now, we cannot view it yet because it's not complete, but at least the foundation is here. Now, what we have to look at the moment is this, right? Because this is trying to get the hash, and I said, right, I said to be done. So the point is, where is this hash actually saved? I mean, if the item is loaded, I mean the hash. I mean, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that we should probably send only the hash, no? Get name, get creative, get creator name. No, you know what is the problem? Is that here we don't have the sides of the drawing. While I think that in the previous idea, yeah. We don't have the XML, right? We don't have the XML listed. We don't have the XML listed. Hello, Hula. Hi. I mean, we can add the dimension, because the dimensions of the picture will make a lot of difference, I think. It's true that we can just read it from the file. So maybe it's not needed. So what we said is that our hash is something like this, right? Image hash. So, I mean, considering that the content is pretty much only this at the moment, can I just get the content and brutally... Because I don't know where the content is actually. Wait a second, I'm a bit confused now. So when we load the image, right? Yeah, read stats, right? The read stats is loading the image. It's doing this. Okay, it's getting the creator ID. Okay, it's reading if it's public or not. Okay, it's checking for the background. Okay. And then is reading within creative. Is reading within creative. Okay, so basically it takes content, image, and content. Okay, I see. And where he put this thing? He puts it inside content XML. Content XML. Yeah, but this content XML is a local variable or what? This content XML is here. So where are we saving this? I don't understand. Where do we save the actual content? I don't understand. Huh? Content XML. I mean, it's only reading the length, but I don't understand what this thing is. What this guy is doing. Const tag name, L value, get within tag section, start name, value equal to tag section. So it's basically putting it inside this variable, right? It's putting it inside this variable. So inside content. Ah, okay. It's putting it inside content. Okay, so content then is... Ah, okay, fantastic. Okay, so content is a member. And then if I want to do get content, can I do it? No? Because it is private, my friend. It is private, right? So how do I extract this thing? Create stats? No, this is all private stuff. Get creator name, get creator, set creator, is this creator? What the fuck? Because PS item stats is a friend class. Okay, so we probably in PS item stats there is something like get content. That's possible. There is a specific function. Okay, there is a specific function for each. That's fine. We can have the same for our image. Now, yeah, let's do. Do we want to call it image or do we want to call it drawing? I don't know. I think I'm messing up a bit. I'm using a bit one, a bit the other. But anyway, get drawing content, right? I think is okay, which returns creative stats content. Okay, that's fine. That is okay. So if we go back to our original problem, which is here, right? If we do this, if I do this, right? If I do this, I get my content. Yup. And then, what do I do? So I think we can, at the moment, we can do it very brutally, right? Which is, I mean, we could tokenize by, yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, it's a bit brutal, but that's fine. We can improve it later on. I think it's not a problem. I think I can do this, guys. I mean, it is brutal, yes, but that's fine. It's okay. And then we take what? And then we take... now, the problem is that if the hash is not matched, we will have a problem, because it means that... But I think this will always match, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to say... But we can probably say... So we should get 2 tokens at least, right? And we want the second token. Well, we should get 3 tokens, actually. Should get 3 tokens. So I think if tokens is less than 3, we should just give an error. Yeah. Get drawing hash, let's say wrong format, right? And we can print out the content. We can print out the content, right? And we return what? We return an empty string? Yeah, I think we return an empty string. If tokens.num is less than 3. If it's not, then I think we can just return the second token, which will be our thingy. Right? That will be the drawing hash. Now, I don't know if this will work, but we can see. And so we are doing like the simplest example possible, right? So we have the hash already stored in the database, and also the client already has the same file available. And we just want to view it, right? So that's the simplest possible. the simplest possible case, and then we will have to work on the additional cases. My skin, okay. So I was checking something because I commissioned one thing, but I don't know if this is going on the proper way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably because that one is the 10th. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the number of buildings is the same. Number of buildings is the same. I think it can also be more square. I mean, to me, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. Okay, anyway. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something. Yeah, because I commissioned one of the faction halls and I'm trying to see the result. Unfortunately, I'm very unhappy about how they handled it, but it's fine. We will push through. And so basically one guy that I commissioned to continued to say that I commissioned it to him like the 4th of December, and he continued to say that he was proceeding, it was okay. And then a few days ago, which is like 2 months after the initial commission, he said, yep, I'm giving to you tomorrow, right? And that tomorrow, which was like a few days ago, he canceled the contract saying that he couldn't do it. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So ridiculous, really. Ridiculous. Without any explanation. And also he closed the contract completely, so I cannot even, say something about it. So it's ridiculous, really. So, but then I found another person, and now she's working on that. I don't know. We will see. That has been so annoying. Okay, the first thing I want to see if this ID, right, is actually correct or not. I think we have a printout on the client side, so I think we are printing the hash. So let's see what we get. So we want to see what happens when I... Woo! Wow! Wow! Okay, so he actually displayed a picture. Now he displayed it tiled. I think it's because I said tiled, and also there is this picture is with a background with a transparency. Yeah, but that's very good actually. Okay, so in theory it worked, right? Partially it worked. Partially, I mean not fully, but partially it worked. So let me see. So the first thing that we have to do, we have to remove the tiling. And second, I think that we still need anyway a fill image. We still need, so I think we need two fill images. One that is the background and one that is the actual picture. Right? My boys. Bum 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 bada bum 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 bum. So, because yeah, at the moment I'm just substituting this picture. So I think we have to duplicate this. And one will be image mid background. And this one will not really change, right? Will not be a variable. No. No. Bro, please. Okay. So they are exactly in the same spot, right? But one is the background and the other, so this one should not have tiling, right? So it should have no tiling. And as a default, I think we can just leave it empty. Huh? Interesting. Ah, okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's fine. It can be like this, but in reality, there is the other one at the back, right? So depending on what your image will have, my suggestion will be that your images are all having a kind of a transparent layer so that they will blend better into the thing, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me try like this and see what happens. I think that this will be already better. Because we have no tiling, and we now I don't know if the image is actually centered or not. Well, it's saying fill vertically. I think fill vertically maybe is not the best. Wait a second, let me stop it. I think you should probably say that it needs to be centered in the middle this way, right? And so depending then on the sides, it will, because if we do fill, I think it will stretch the image. I don't think we want to stretch the image. I think, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, my guys. How are you today? What are you playing? Are you playing any video games? I was playing Baldur's Gate 2 half an hour ago. And I finished a very hard fight versus a red wizard that was, I think it's called Victress, something like that. There was... wanted to kill me, and then now I'm in another fight with another wizard, which is even more annoying. So I will have to see how to beat this one, but I think the idea is to, I mean, if you can silence him, the problem is that silence in Baldur's Gate is weird. I don't know exactly how it works, but you are silencing an area, so as soon as he exits from that area, and also it's not very. I mean, I never seen it. I never seen this thing work. I never seen the silence spell work as expected. Oh yes, there it is. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. So this is coming from a file, right? This is coming from a file. Now we did just the basics of the basics because this file is already present on the client, right? And yes, and he has the proper hash. Okay. Okay, now we want to do the next step, right? The next step is that the client will not have the file, right? So the client will not have this file, right? So we can just rename it to whatever it was, drawing test PNG, right? So it does not have this because it needs to have it with the proper hash, right? And so the server will have to send to the client the file and then to visualize it, right? So this is the R part, right? It is the R part. And then the other R part will be the upload from the client to the server. But okay. Okay, so to do this, the client will receive the hash, right? But he will realize that the hash is not found, right? So we assume that if the hash was sent by the server, automatically it is valid, right? So I'm not questioning the fact that this drawing exists. And so if the hash is not found, we need to call, right? We need to call a new server function, right? We need to call a new server function, which is request drawing upload. Well, no, let's call it download because it's yeah, request drawing download on PC. Right? And this will run on server and be reliable. And the only thing that it needs is the hash. Right? Okay. So right. Right. Then this one we'll have to call a request drawing download. Here. Well, actually here. Right. And this request drawing download will be will be a callable event, right? And it will be the only thing that we need is this f string hash, right? So basically this is, I don't know why it's never indenting it right. This is this is basically, sorry, I was thinking to something else. I was thinking to the fact that the license for JetBrain expires in very few days. Let me check when it's expiring. How can I know when my license expires, huh? I mean, there is a managed license. Manage licenses. JetBrain license ID active until 11 of February. So we have until Tuesday, and then it will deactivate. Okay. So they already said that they are going to send me a new one, but I don't know. Let's hope they do. Ah, is this thing that is fucking up all the indentation? Maybe. No, it's not. I don't know why when I am in this file, it happens only with this file. You know, if I do this, right, I'm here and I say tab, and I do, first of all, you see that it's not, and I do tab, you see that it's going forward by one at a time, even if I say tab. So it looks like there is something. I thought it was that function, but it seems it's not. Ah, wait. Maybe it's this. It looks like there is something that is messing up the indentation. And I don't know what is it. Public class. I have no idea. But anyway, fine. You see that he's putting it here automatically? Like if there was something that is telling him that this is the right position. Like if someone is telling him that this is the right position, but it's not. Anyway. If the client, so no, let's say the client didn't find the drawing in the cache, and so it's requesting an upload, a download, right? He's requesting a download. So that is basically what is happening here, right? Okay. So the first thing that we have to do is this, like we do for every call. So that we have a printout and also we have this, right? And then if the pawn is valid, we have to initiate initiate a transfer, right? We have to initiate a transfer. Now, how the hell do I do that? So we did it in our example. So what I have to do, I have to call this transfer component, but I have to do it from my player controller, no? Yeah, exactly. So this is the code. So the first thing that I need to declare a new transfer component in my player character, right? That I think I have to do. Okay, so we are porting the transfer now into our thingy, into our project, right? Now this transfer component was actually not a library, right? So the question is, do we want, how many files is that? That is like 2 files only, right? So it's very, very simple. It's very simple. Now the question is, where do I want to put it? Because it's not a plugin. I think we can put it here. Under drawings, we only have 4 files. So I think if we put the transfer component here, I think we are more than good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna copy from our drawing project, our separate project, right? These drawing splines. I'm moving. Let me just tell one thing to this guy. No, it's not this guy, it's the other guy. Where was that? Ah, it was here. Was here. And it was here. Okay, I will just tell him that he left the copyright notice on all the files and he needs to change it, I think. Let me say hi. The code is now integrated with our project. I trimmed it down significantly to keep only the pieces we are actually using. Just a note: you have meat license defined in the package, but then in the individual files there are some leftovers of a previous license, right? Like this. Example this, right, which mentions which mention this thing, and you cannot really have both, right? So yeah, I'm basically ignoring this copyright notice because I'm using the one that is on in the wall package, right? And the wall package is under Meet, so. Okay. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, this is done. Yeah, I just wanted to because otherwise I forget. Okay. So the transfer component goes under drawings, right? Yes. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and this is the same, right? So it gives you permission to do whatever you want, right? Which is fine. So, yep, let me do this. Let me add it to our subversion. And then I think we will. I think it's fantastic to see this, by the way. Baram bam. Baram bum bum bum. You're very quiet today, guys, huh? Sometimes you are quiet, and sometimes you speak a lot. I think because it's Sunday, so you're a bit lazy. I understand. I understand. It's reloading. You may see it here at the bottom. I think you can see it, right? Yeah, you can see something. It's syncing projects. It is syncing projects. Okay, so now that we have the transfer component, I can do what I wanted to do, which is to add this in my player controller, right? That unfortunately I called player controller base, but anyway, it's a bit of a long name, but that's it. Do we put it under what? We put it under are the variables above or below? No idea. Below. All this is private or what? All this is public? No idea. Anyway, let's put it... test to catch player controller being destroyed on server disconnect. Test meaning that then we used it. I don't know why test. I think it was a test. Okay, so this thing is so annoying. How can I... Why? I mean, there is a space that is left over somewhere that is fucking up everything. Is this what you're saying? No. But I don't see it. You see, also here is doing the same. It's like if this file has like an indentation of 1, right? I mean, I cannot check it all. It will take me days. It is the biggest file that we have. But anyway. Okay, so, but yeah, it's annoying. Yes, it is. So we will say, what do we say on this? Perhaps not the more existing thing for talking about. What do you mean? There is a million things we can talk about. I mean, new games, old games, anything. Life in general. You know? So what do we type here? We type transfer component used to send files from client to server and vice versa. Okay, I don't even remember where is this thing initialized, right? Who is creating this? Oh, we created on the player controller. Oh, really? Yeah, the problem is that this thing is ticking, right? So I don't think I want to have... I don't know if I want to have this thing ticking continuously, right? Do we? Because we can create it, but then transfer component as a tick function. As a tick component function. And in the tick component function, is doing a bunch of stuff, right? Like tick transfers. And well, actually we'll pretty much do nothing, because if there are no outgoing transfers, it's not doing much. If there is no owner, no connection, no transfer, it's doing nothing. I think it's a bit annoying to create it immediately. But if I have to create it only when needed, I have to think about it a bit. But can we create it only as needed or no? I mean, I would be more inclined, you know, to create it only if someone is transferring something. Because if no one is transferring anything, you basically have a component that is always running and ticking, including server side, for nothing, right? And I don't think I like that. So I would say that we do this only. I hope I can do create the default sub-object also outside of the constructor. But I'm not completely sure. Let me just check if I can do it outside. I don't know. Never use create default sub-object outside of constructor. Okay. I see. Yeah, it is what I was thinking. But I would like to create it dynamically. Can I create it dynamically? You can just do new object and then you assign it to... Yeah, I think we can do that. I think it would be better to do it this way. But then how do I ensure that it's not garbage collected? Because it's connected to this, and so is I think new object. Yeah, parent can be this if you're creating an object. Yeah, I think we should do it this way. I think we should do it this way. I mean, because I'm not comfortable in having the object created immediately for all the player controllers, right? Because it's like we are creating a bunch of stuff that we don't need, right? We need it only when we are making a transfer. And then when we are making a transfer, I think even when the transfer is completed, we could even destroy it. Or not. Well, when you make a transfer, you can then leave it on and use it for later. But at least we don't create it for every player that connects to the game. So I would say that as soon as we want to initiate a new download, so which is basically here, right? So we will do something like this, right? Why he wants me to add the include to the CPP? I mean, it's okay. I mean, fine. We can add it to the CPP. Okay, fine. So we will do if. Now, should we make it a T-weak pointer? Yeah, I think absolutely. Because there is anyway a U object, right? This thing is derived from actor component. So I think it's not a great idea. This thing is declared as a class. Why is declared as a class? And not just as a point? I don't understand. Because subcomponent needs to... Because class component... what? Because subcomponent... It's a bit confusing to me. So is the forward declaration inside a member variable? That's so confusing. Okay. GG class. So this will be a T-week object pointer, right? Because we want to be sure that this guy is not destroyed. Also, I don't like the way this thing is, right? I think it should be just transfer component. I don't like the underscore. I'm doing it in the wrong project. Good job. I'm doing it in the wrong project. No! Okay. Yeah, I think this way is better because at least we ensure that this is not, right? So if we say if transfer component is valid, well, actually it's not valid. If it's not valid, we create a new one, right? And now from this point on, it will start to tick. Hello, dotted fish. What happened? What happened? Gamble 1407. No, you lost it. Well, I don't know. You can always try again. Okay, so we do this, right? We do this. Then after this, what do we do? After this, transfer component is valid. So after this, we actually need to initiate the transfer. How do we initiate the transfer? Well, to initiate the transfer, we there is a problem though. Okay, wait a second. Because actually this object needs to exist on the client and on the server at the same time, right? If it doesn't, the client will not listen to it. Can we disable a component? Yeah, but even if I disable the component... We can try, but I think that this will not work. So basically, this transfer component requires that both client and server have the component on, right? And if I activate it later on, let me ask this question to this guy, to the guy that made it. Maybe he has an idea. Maybe he has an idea. Hi. May I disturb you a second? I'm integrating transfer component to my project, but I was thinking to have it having it created only when needed, right? So I said this way of my player controller, and then when I start the transfer, I was doing the problem though is that this needs to exist also on the client. So I don't know if this thing will be, I mean, is this component being replicated automatically or not? I don't know if you create a component. I mean, if new object is automatic, I mean, I can flag it as replicated in theory. So I could say replicated, you know, set replicated true. But the problem is, will it reach the client before I start the transfer, right? So that's the big deal. I mean, I could do this, right? But this will replicate it as needed. And maybe it will be replicated a bit later compared to when I start my transfer. Because this assumes that the client, right? This assumes that the client already has the transfer component valid. And I think if we do this, it will probably say, nope, it's not valid. Right? I mean, this is really expecting the receiving transfer component to be available. Fuck. This I think is a problem. I think this will never work this way. So if you don't have the component, I mean, we could send, you know, we could wait on the client side until the replication happens, but okay. I think this just makes things more complex. Huh? It's a pity, though. It's a pity, though, because this was I think this is a more optimized way of doing it. Right. Yeah, for now, I don't know. I don't want to do this optimization now because I think it will take me a lot of time to test it. So unfortunately, we will go without that, which is a pity, but fine. So we will just create it this way, and then I will think if I want to optimize it later on. Yeah. I mean, I'm not super happy about this, but fine. 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 I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So if we want... So in the begin play, we have to set the rate limit, right? I'm not completely sure if we have the begin play. Uh-oh, we don't have the begin play. No, because we have it only in blueprints. Seriously? We have it only in blueprints, my friends. We have it only in blueprints, but you know, we can add it here. We can have it. We can have it here. I mean, I hope this is not blocking the. But I don't think so. I hope this is not blocking the blueprint execution, right? But I don't think so. So the only thing I want to do, I want to set the transfer limit. Right, I want to set the transfer rate for the drawing upload, download functionality. right? Yeah. Exactly. So now after this, depending if it's the server sending to the client or the client sending to the server, right? We have this example. We have this open file, and this open file we need to port it, I guess. Now, let me think about it. Yeah, we need this guy. It's a pity that this is not inside a transfer component as well. Why we cannot have this inside a transfer component? We cannot. Wait a second. There was a nice beep. Yeah, why we don't have open file directly inside a transfer component? Why we don't have it? I think we can, because I would like to avoid polluting, you know, player controller as much as possible. So what is this thing doing? Is basically getting a file, opening a file, and then doing some check on the file format. Now this, in theory, we should do it only because the file format at this point is already defined, right? I mean, I could put it in anyway, so that because let's assume that some hacker actually access our server, uploads a malicious file instead of a picture, and then he asks the people to open that picture, and then will get transferred to their PC, and then maybe that file does something, right? I think if we verify the format and the length and everything, that will prevent it. So I think probably we should do it also server side, even if we assume, because anyway we have to open the file and read it, right? So yeah. Now here we had a number of other functions that were in weird places. Like for example, this one was on sketch widget, right? There was a verify file format. On sketch widget. I don't know if I want to Yeah, because the problem is that if I put it in this file, right, then if we change this file somehow, I will have to continuously port our changes to this. Maybe I can put it here then. I can put it in Sketch widget. Can I? Do you think I can? Yeah, I think I can. If I create a static function that is like open, yeah, I think it could be a good idea actually. Now that I think about it. So this open file, right? I think we can put it here. Open a file, checks the file format and size limits, right? I think we can put it here. I think it should not be a problem, no? Because anyway, it's a static thing. So now I think the only problem of this is that we will need a bit more than that, because this image 1, right, is our hash. So we need right? Or we give the wall path. We say file path, maybe. And so this file path will basically be file name. And so this thing I put it where? This thing I put it in my call, right? The one that I do here. I put it in download, whatever. Right? So this will be my file name, and then I will call my use sketch widget open file, sending my hash, and then the rest of the stuff. Now I'm not completely sure I want to do it here, but let's start to model it a bit, and then we will see if we want to move it. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Nah, this thing, I don't know. Do we have a log creative? If we have a log creative, we can use it, but or we can create a new. We have a log crafting. We don't have a log creative. I mean, we can add it. Because we have log item. Do we have a log music? Well, we have a log sound. I don't know, maybe we can use log item and GG. Yeah, let's use log item. Okay. So this will open the file and we'll do the check. We'll do the check that we need, right? So now in our player controller we need to send. So in our player controller, yes, here. So this server sending, yeah, this server sending to client, right? So pretty much this, right? Pretty much this. Now here I'm basically doing it twice, but this server notifies client transfer completed. What is this shit? This one is on the player controller. I don't like that. Why? Why this one is on the player controller? Ah, yes, because the client is calling it. Yeah, no, we need it. We need it. So these two functions, there is no way. We need to add them to our player controller. Yeah, because it is the interaction between client and server. So yeah. Yeah, this stuff needs to stay. So guys, we are basically porting the old code, I mean the code that we had in the example, we are porting it to sorry, why here we have a closed file and here we don't have a closed file? Huh? That's a bit weird, huh? Uh-oh, I'm doing it the opposite of what I should do it. No! Wait, mistakes were made. Big mistakes were made. This client notifies. Right, so these are inverted actually. These are inverted. And it's important because I copied the top with the top, the bottom with the bottom. So yeah. So the server notifies is this. And the client notifies is this. I don't understand why we close the file only on one side. Let me try to understand that a bit better. You see that here we do write and then we do close file, right? While here, because here we don't. So we close it only on one side. No, but it's not possible. Because probably we close it when we send. Wait. So we probably close it. We close it here. That is a bit strange, huh? I mean, in theory, should be the same. Should be the same because I can send you. Yes, should be the same, right? So I don't understand why, unless the send buffer to client, because actually we have two functions, right? Send buffer to client, send buffer to server. I don't know if this is send buffer. I don't see this getting closed. I handle open file. Open right. Client notifies server transfer completed. Server notifies client of transfer completed. I'm a bit confused now. I'm a bit confused. Okay, so in both cases we open the file, right? Server sends to client, client sends to server. Yeah. In both cases we open the file to check the content, and then we move the content to the buffer. And then do we close the file when we open it here? We don't. So I don't understand why we don't close the file. I mean, in theory, this is going to null. This is going to null anyway, right? Because as soon as this function completes, right, this handle that is created here will go out of scope, right? But I think I prefer to explicitly call it. I think I prefer to explicitly call it. Yeah, I think so. We will see if I did any damages. But fuck, again I'm doing it on the wrong project. Open file. Okay, like this I'm more safe, you know, I'm more on the safe side. I prefer it this way. I prefer it this way. Okay, so basically here the server is sending the file to the client after the client said that that particular hash is not found in the cache, right? So that is the whole thing that we did here, right? That is the whole thing. Let me just crunch something quickly. Cruncherinos, because my brain needs something to crunch. Cruncherinos. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Okay. So now what? So in theory, this should send the file, right? And the client should receive it. Now the problem is, after server notifies the client of transfer completed, server notifies the client of transfer completed. Here I am where? Here I am on the client. Yep, here I am on the client. So here the transfer is completed. Now, how the hell do I know? It's kind of funny. How do I know which drawing is it and what to do with the client? Because the client has no idea. Can I move these two thingies close to where we have the download so that at least yeah, exactly, like here. Because so the client says, the drawing that you asked me to visualize, right, is not available. I need to download it. Okay. You request this from the server with the hash, right? So I need to carry this hash. I need to carry this hash through the calls, because otherwise, how do we know? So when the transfer is completed, right? Send buffer to client. Transfer completed. Transfer completed ID. Yeah, but the ID is not very useful to me. I mean, it's okay, but I need a hash. Can I substitute this with the hash? And what if the player asks again the same file while the transfer is ongoing? That will be a bit of a mess. So maybe we can substitute this with oops. Maybe we can't. No, because the problem is, how do we know? I mean, I'm fine. I need no. I mean, we need to pass this hash, I think, because if we don't pass this hash, when the transfer is completed, the client will not know what to do unless we put it in a cache, right? But I don't want to put in a cache like, oh, you are trying to open this window and right. So I would just I just would like to send exactly the same information. But unfortunately, the same information does not only include the hash. Ay, 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 ay. Because when we said that, wait a second. Yeah, you see, when we receive the drawing hash, we have all of this. So we have the item ID, the read-only, the image title, the author, and the drawing hash, right? So, or we assume that this information is temporarily stored on the client, and then when the download finishes, I reuse it, right? Or we put it in a structure and we keep it with us. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. I mean, the client has this data. The client has this data because we just sent it to him. So in reality, he could save it somewhere on the client, right? And wait for the download to be completed. And then when it's completed, just say, oh, that is my hash, right? But I mean, the player could easily right click on another drawing at the same time. So do I need to implement like a caching thingy? Oh my god. I mean, the other way is to pass this set of information across all the calls, right? But I think it's kind of annoying. So we can say we make this into a struct, right? This becomes a struct, and this struct goes into this. Yeah, it's probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest, boys. Because then I have the whole thing and I can send it again to my client, right? Okay. Cannot convince me. So we do what? So we take all of that and we put it in a struct. Huh? Come on, where the fuck is that? Here. Okay. I'm not 100% convinced, but I think he's okay. I'm not really 1000% convinced, but I think it's fine. So this will be called what? This will be called FPS drawing details. I mean, it cannot be FPS sketch, because sketch we have all this stuff. By the way, why cannot be this? Because this one is a bit different. It is a bit different. Okay, let's not destroy that. Okay, let's call it drawing details. Drawing details. So what do we have? We have an int, which is the item ID, which I don't even know why we send it out, but fine. That is the item stats ID, or this is the item instance ID? I don't know. I have no idea. We will discover in a second. Then I have my read only. Okay. Then I have my image title, which is basically the name. Then I have then I have the author. Oh, the author is not here. I don't know why. And then in theory I also have the background image. Why the background image is not here? It's kind of strange, huh? You know what? We're gonna leave the background image. That for now will be empty, but I think we may use it in the future. Yeah. I think maybe fine. Now content, do we have content? No, because our content is our hash. Our content is our drawing hash. Exactly. Okay, so we have item ID, drawing hash, read only, image title, author, and background image. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that is our thingy. Zero. So now, I mean, now with this, we can change this thing, right? So we can change it this way. And now we can pass this information when we do the transfer, right? Because when we do the transfer, we have this data or not. Oh fuck, we don't have it. Well, we don't have it, we will send it back, okay? Yeah, exactly. We will send it back, we will send it back. So we will send it one side and we will send it back the other side. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Exactly, we will do that. So now we have this. So if we have this, can I use that? By the way, this was completely wrong. So can we do this, right? So that when the server send it back to the client saying, hey, now you have your cache, right? I have the drawing details again available, right? I have my drawing details here. What do you mean drawing details is not captured? What the fuck you want? What do you mean drawing details is not captured? It is captured, bro. It is 100%. Is here. So at this point, clients get completed transfer. Client gets completed transfer. What is this thing doing? Client freeze completed transfer. I'm just freeing up the variables that he needs. Okay, fine. What do you mean you transfer component undeclared identifier? You stupid. Bro. Pam 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 pam. Oh, you won now? Wow, you are a 9,000? What do you mean? Oh, you did a 99. You did a 99. 99 is actually paying 3 times or 2 times. Wee. Wee. So you are a 9,000 now. Wee. Now you are rich, you know, you can spend all your points in special alerts. No? It's not a great idea. Well, what do you want to spend them on? More gambling? Okay, more gambling. What do you mean drawing details cannot be captured because no default capture mode has been what? Drawing detail cannot be implicitly because I don't have it in the declaration of the lambda shit. I don't have it in this thing. Can it be named exactly the same or no? Uh-oh, it's really complaining. Oh my god, everything changes. Everything changes, everything stays the same. Oh my god, I have to change all the functions, bro. I have to change all the functions. Oh my god. Now what is the problem? That I'm basically passing in a structure to this function, which unfortunately is called every time. No, I don't think that is a good idea. Fuck. No, it is not good. Because I'm basically passing this structure over and over every time we do a transfer. Or not. Is this executed only once or is executed continuously? I mean, if it's executed only once, right? So if this transfer is done only one, yeah, I think that probably this is called only once. Well, if it's called only once, I think we are good. But if it's called multiple times, then no. I don't want to send my structure at every packet, right? I want to send it only when it's completed. Actually, this is called on transfer completed, right? So in theory, this function is called only on the completion, so only one time. I think so. But now, yeah, I think it's called only one time. If it's called only one time, we are good. If it's called, well, we can debug it and see how many times it's called. Oh my god, it's now it's everywhere. Yeah, now it's everywhere. Now it's everywhere because bro, send buffer to client. How many times I have to add that? Now, I think that we need this only in this case because I'm thinking to the opposite direction, right? So when the client upload to the server, but in that case, I think it's easier because we just need to give a feedback to the client that that is completed. So they will be just like an okay. While here, we need to ensure that we also resend the hash and the other information to open the actual drawing on the client. Okay, so now we can do this, right? With the difference that we have what? We have the item ID. Drawing hash is here for some reason. Drawing hash, read only, image title, yup. Creator and background image. Background image at the moment we don't have, so I will just leave like an empty thingy, and then we send this like that. Okay, we have to change the blueprint because now every function has been, I mean, every function is different, but that's fine. Oh fuck, still not done. It's still not done. In theory, you know, in this mode, we don't need this, right? But unfortunately, since the function is done exactly in the same way, I cannot change it. I mean, I cannot differentiate it because the function is done, is identical, server to client, client to server. But we need this structure only in one case. Well, maybe we can still use it for other stuff, but I mean, at least for the hash. I mean, the important point for me is that it's called only once, right? Because otherwise we just slow down the transfer for nothing. We slow down the transfer for nothing, which is not what I want to do. Which is not what I want to do. Oh wow. Changed a lot of stuff here, huh? Yeah, we did. Oh shit. We don't have it, huh? No. Why? No, fuck. So the transfer component does not know about that structure. The transfer component does not know about that structure. Oh my god. Fuck. What a mess. What a fucking mess. What a mess. So the problem is, right? The problem is that I need my... So the client says, I don't have the hash. Okay. The server says, no problem. I'm gonna send it to you. And then wait a second. I think we need to discuss this because it's not as simple as I was thinking. It's not as simple as I was thinking. So the client says open this drawing, right? Which has hash 123. The server says well, actually, the client is saying I will open this drawing with this is the item ID, right? The item ID is 123, right? So this is actually not the hash of the thingy, but it is the item ID, right? It is the item ID. Now the server says for item ID 123, I have hash 222, whatever, right? I have this file with hash 222, right? So it is what the server is saying. So the server says open hash 222, right? And the client says, well, I don't have that. Say hash 222 is missing. Come on. Hash 222 is missing. right? I have to download my file. I have to download, no, okay. I have to download the file, right? And so it's sending to the server, I want to download the file. And the server says, okay, I send you the file, right? The server says, yep, I send you the file. With hash, whatever, 222, right? Now in all of this, right? In all of this, on the client side, you just right-clicked on a drawing. And you are waiting the server to do something with it. So to basically you are waiting the completion of this, and this is the problem, right? Because now there is a moment here where we are waiting, right, for the download to complete. And that is the problem, right? Right? So the file is getting transferred, and at a certain point the transfer is completed. Right? So at a certain point, the transfer is completed. So I have the file. But, you know, this is way far away from my right click, right? So because I right clicked on that, this happens, and maybe 2 seconds or 3 seconds later, 2 or 3 seconds later. Okay, you know what we can do? Which is very brutal, but I think is the easiest solution. When you right click and the hash is missing, right? And the hash is missing, we can tell the client, we can say, hey, wait until the completion, the transfer is completed, and then try again. So in theory, we could save it on the client, right? So we could save, we could temporarily save that structure on the client, and when the transfer is completed, we are just going to open again, right? The same. Now, if in the meantime you click another drawing, I think we can probably lock it, right? Because the problem is that if you are like a hyperactive person, you know, you will immediately click on something else, or even maybe the same one, and right. So while this is going on, you can click on another drawing and say, hey, right. But maybe what we can do, we can say, we can lock it, right? We can lock it so that you cannot download it until the previous is downloaded. I think it would be a fair thing to do. So that you cannot multi-open, right? You cannot have multiple transfer going on at the same time. Okay, so if we lock this, so let's assume that we lock this, right? So we don't allow you to open another drawing, and as soon as this is missing, I'm saving the drawing detail structure on the client, right? So as soon as the transfer is completed, I can use the saved drawing detail structure to open it, right? I think it is the best way. I think it is the best way. Because I don't want to send this structure again over and over during all the transfer, right? So I think that what I did here in the last 10 minutes, I have to undo. I have to completely undo. How do I do this? Just a lot of Control Z, I guess. Just a significant amount of Control Z. Okay, let's see what happens. This part is not very easy, guys. This part is because there is this waiting time for the download to complete, right? And in any application, I don't know, like your browser, right? You are clicking on download something, and then it goes in. It got put into a queue, which is your download queue. And then when it's finished, you see it and you do something, right? But in this case, we have a window popping up with the drawing in it that doesn't have the drawing yet. Why do the drawings have to be stored on the server, or can all pictures be stored locally? Hello, Mello. Because you are drawing something, you are storing it on a parchment, and then you give it to another player, right? And so when you give it to another player, the server needs to know what's the content and send it to the other player. Basically. Hello, hello. Yes, these are custom drawings. I mean, we already have custom vector drawings, but there was part of an old feature. But I would like you to be able to upload your custom drawings, and the server will store them, and other players will receive them. And we can also have custom drawing on our side, right? What the hell is going on in this world? What? So in the sense that, for example, we can have drawings that are part of the game lore, right? And you can visualize on the client. So we can have a pamphlet. We have one that is, if you connect to our Discord, you will see a few, but I can show you. Like for example, this one was created. This one was created with the, no, not this one. That is Torbardin in Dragonlance for the game of yesterday. So this one, for example, was created by someone, right? And is using vector lines. Is using vector lines, right? And I think actually they use the converter of some kind because it's too well done, right? To actually be handmade. But yeah, someone created a converter between the XML or like Inkscape or something like that and our game XML format, and then uploaded it. And this is something that we were able to display yesterday, right? Which is actually pretty cool. Request download. So request download, we'll only have the hash, right? I don't think we need anything else. So we keep it with the hash. So basically, going back to our thing, this will say hash 222 is missing, right? So download file hash 222, right? And that is what we are doing here. Okay, so now unfortunately I have changed, so I have to go blueprint and change also the blueprint side to match. That's what I have to do. Yeah, there are some red lines because we now have a different structure coming in. So it's normal that we get those red lines, those errors, because we have changed the interchange format. Yeah, exactly. So this is now an FPS drawing. PS drawing detail. Yes, and everything else we can delete. And then this FPS drawing detail, we can actually break the structure and we can take the drawing hash. This one, yeah. The drawing hash, put it there. And this, right? And now this is not needed anymore. Now this should be called not item ID but drawing details. Yeah, exactly. Okay, better. So in theory now it will work exactly like it was working before, with the only difference that we get the full set of data. We get the full drawing details on the client, right? And so I think that my suggestion is that we store it, and when the download is completed, the window will open up, right? And hopefully, if the transfer is fast enough, you will not have to click again, right? So it will just pop up. It will just pop, you know. And but now the question is, where do we save this? Well, I think we can save it on player controller. I think it's fine. I mean, we have a million variables here, but you know, one more will not kill us. So we will store and here we are on the client. So we will store this on the client. And then this request drawing download, right? Request drawing download. Request drawing download, exactly. So now this will be. This will call this because here we are server side, right? So here we request the download of a particular hash. Now the only problem could be that you are maliciously requesting the download of a hash that doesn't belong to you. I will have to check that. Let me put it into the list because I think that is an easy problem. I mean, it is an easy hack, and we don't want it. We have a bunch of questions here. There is one more. So prevent the player to request a download of a hash. Download of a hash that doesn't belong to him. How do I do that? That will not be very easy to do because the only way we know this is if our server actually try to send him that hash. So, or I don't know, this is a very hard problem to solve actually now that I think about it, but I mean, that's, you know, it's fine. For now, we will ignore it, but it's definitely a potential problem. So yeah, so here we request the download. The request download will go here. And here we start the transfer. So we assume that at the end of this, we will have the hash. Now the only thing I don't know is where is the client? Where is the client storing that, right? Where is the client? Where is the client storing the file? The client stores the file when he receives the complete function, if I remember right. It is the server saving the file. I'm confused now. Because isn't this part the part where the client but here is not saving it anywhere. There is server side. We read our file into drawings, and we validate it is fine, and we send it. And when completed, we call this, right? So yeah, I was expecting that when it's completed, so we have the whole file. Then we actually save it somewhere, but I don't see it being saved anywhere. Ah, we forgot to save it here on the client. We forgot to save it on the client. I think we did. Because we save it on the server, but we don't save it on the client. Yeah, exactly. So this block, right? This block is basically this is our receive buffer, right? And here we save the file to disk, but we do it only on one side, not on the other side. So on the other side, we also have to save the file to disk, and we will put it exactly in the same directory. Assuming that this directory exists, so then that's another problem. We'll have to ensure that the directory exists. But anyway, so we save it under drawings, where the save dir is the same as my... Oh fuck, I don't have the hash again. No! No! Are you serious? I don't know how to save it because I don't have the hash. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, let's keep a mapping table. I think it's the only thing that we can do. Let's keep a mapping table. Wait a second. Ah! Because the only thing that we have is the transfer ID. But the transfer ID is generated here. So the client doesn't know about the hash anymore. I mean, we saved it, right? Okay, we saved it, but we saved it in a variable that is actually blueprint only. Okay, I can save it server side, I can save it C++, I can create a variable C++, and then when we arrive here, we read from there, and we say... Now it is super risky though, because if you request 2 downloads at the same time, I mean, actually the only thing that I need is really a mapping table between the transfer ID and the hash, right? So I need a mapping table that is keeping transfer 1 equal hash 222. Yes. And do I need to keep that server side or do I need to keep client side? Unfortunately, considering that the file can be sent both sides, I think I need to keep it both sides. So when I... Because this is happening on the client. No, it's good. I can keep it on the server when we receive from server, and I can keep it on the client when we receive from client, because it is where we initiate the transfer, right? So the transfer is initiated. So I say download hash, and here I can keep the mapping. No, because then I need the hash here. I need the transfer here on the client. Yeah. So here we are on the client, and here we are on the server. I mean, just to be sure, right? But so here we are on the client, and the client receives the transfer ID, but doesn't have any idea that it corresponds to that particular hash. He has no idea. He has no idea, because the transfer ID has been created server side. Oh my god. I think the easiest would be to put the hash instead of the transfer ID. If I put the hash instead of the transfer ID, you know what is the problem of that? The problem of that, we will send a string, which potentially is very long because it's an MD5, at every packet, because every packet that is sending the transfer ID. And the reason why it's done with an integer is exactly for that reason, right? That we want to keep it small, because if you are sending thousands of packets, you don't want to send that string over and over and over. So can we store? Okay, so the question is, when we receive here the first packet, right? Because in this upload in progress, can the client know that this download has been triggered for transfer ID 1? Right? I mean, I can also do it in another way, right? The other way is, like we said, is that we completely lock the ability to have multiple downloads at the same time. And if we do that, then we are sure that whatever we are receiving is this hash, because we stored it. But we have to be 100% sure that it's not possible to start multiple downloads from the same client. If we are sure, I can do a simple solution. The simple solution is save it in a variable, which is the current hash being downloaded. And then, but I think that the whole system was designed to actually allow multiple, right? To actually allow multiple transfer, because you can, because the transfer object is keeping this transfer ID, and is then, it can send separate transfer ID to separate files, right? So, which is fun and good, but then when you finally receive it and you want to save it, you don't know how to save it, to which file, right? And I cannot use the transfer ID because the transfer ID is like a progressive number. And that is why I was passing the hash as part of the transfer complete. I was passing the hash as part of the transfer complete. But if I do it as part of the transfer complete, as I did half an hour ago, then I have another problem that my transfer component is then using that continuously in the send buffer. Because we have seen that, right? We have seen that the send buffer is using on transfer. This is something that I don't fully understand, right? Why the send buffer needs I mean, I understand that the send buffer needs the ID of the transfer, right? But why this needs send buffer? Because you see that it looks like send buffer is called only once. Because he's creating a transfer ID. Let me understand 1 second this transfer ID, because I think that is confused now. This code is very well documented, so in theory, if we read the main interface is send buffer to server, send buffer to client. After the transfer completes, the color callback function is called. This makes it easy to continuation logic in line for what to do with the buffer when it gets there. The buffer can be retrieved on the receiving side with get client transfer complete, transfer is complete, depending on which side it was the receiver. The buffer can be freed when no longer needed using a fleet. No. The receiver must call the corresponding fleet complete to make. No. Okay. Send a given buffer of a given length to the server and splits into chunks. This method takes an optional function to be called when the transfer is completed, providing ID the transfer content to the caller. This callback function is called to the client. Yeah. So, but this is my problem, that this thing is called continuously, right? Why I need to have, right? Why I need to have my transfer complete function with all its parameters, which can be 1,000,000, inside the function that actually does the actual transfer, right? Because this is the one that transports the data. Or not? Is this the one that transports the data or not? Or is the send buffer that transports the data? Receive chunk on receiver. Transfer direction. Yeah, this is the one that is sending the bytes. Receive a chunk of sides. Okay, let me try on the other project 1 second, because on the other project we have the And it is not an easy problem to solve, unfortunately, but if I understand it a bit better, maybe we find an easier solution. So what I want to see, we have an example here, right, which is our drawing thingy. Is a project that just transfer a file client to server, server to client, right? And he's printing a bunch of stuff. So I think that if we run it, we check the log, and we understand what is the function that is actually called a million times and the function that is called only one time, we may be more safe in doing potential changes. So if I go with my, this is my upload level, right? My upload level, basically what it's doing inside saved images, he's copying this image. He's saving this image to a copy. So if I delete the copy, right, this will run and will copy this from client to server, right? Just by clicking like that. So now we have now we should have the copy in theory. No, we don't. Why we don't? Because I didn't launch it with client server. So if I launch this with 2 and net mode listen server, okay, now. So now we have client and server, right? And my image is not getting copied at all. Okay, I don't know why, but it was actually working. Let me see if we get any error or something. We finished sending the buffer. In theory, we finished sending the buffer from server to client. Yes, because we didn't do the saving, right? In this one, we didn't do, in our example, we didn't do the saving, right? We have to do exactly the same. So maybe we can name them differently, right? We can say, this is like, this is like from server, right? And this one is from client, right? Yeah, because here we are on the server. Yes, that I'm putting the same logs that I put in my code. It is the example, right? It is the example project. But yes, so if I do it, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. It's very good that we have the example fully working separately so that I can simulate. But yeah, the problem of this code, right, is that if you want to send additional data along with the completion of the transfer, at the moment you cannot. And the point for me is that we want that information to be linked to the transfer ID. So I would create like a mapping table, like I was saying, between the transfer ID and the data that we want to store, so that when the transfer is finished, I can look at that So this thing is a bit harder, guys. Yeah. Hello, Raonex. Holy moly! You gamble 9,000, won 9,000. Nice. Okay, so if I launch it in the same way, right? Client server 2, okay. And now I go here under my saved images. Yeah, exactly. Now I have my image 1 from server, right? So this one has been copied over. I think we should try to solve the problem here instead of in our game, so that if we solve it here, we can then port it to our game. Because this code is identical, so... And obviously here I'm cheating, right? Because I have this image 1, and I'm using image 1 all the time. But in theory, I would like to have a parameter here instead of image 1, which is carried over in the transfer. So my question is, right? My question is, in this transfer, how many times did we call... So it's here, right? Server started sending a buffer with ID 2. And then we have send chunk, send chunk, send chunk. And then we finish sending the buffer with ID 2 from server to client. And then here we have receive chunk, receive chunk, receive chunk. Client received the buffer with ID 2. So everything that is inside receive chunk of sides, right? Everything that is in receive chunk of sides, which is inside of this function, is called multiple times. Yes. Everything that is inside the other function is then called only once, okay? Well, that's good then, because if this is true, right? If this is true, I can... But wait a second, because I want to see if also this send buffer is called only once, right? Because that was my like, yeah, this send buffer to client, right? Now the send buffer to client has no printout. So at the moment we don't know if he's actually doing something, and the send buffer also does not have, right? So let's put a printout here. Let's put a printout here, because this is exactly what I want to understand, right? So I want to put a printout that says send buffer, and then the transfer direction. I don't know if I can really print it out. Well, it will be 0, 1. Okay, it's fine. It will be 0, 1. It will be 0, 1. So let's do %d of this thing, right? Send buffer, transfer direction, buffer length on transfer completed. Because yeah, this is the annoyance, right? I think that this will be called multiple times, and it is exactly what I don't want to have. All right. Huh? Huh? What do you mean? I did this 1,000,000 times. Huh? What? Wait a sec. I have a fuck up moment. What? I have to put it inside. I cannot do it separately, but I did it a million times. No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I'm confusing with something else. Okay, no problem. No problem. We do this. Okay, yeah, so what I want to know is, am I calling this send buffer one time, or am I calling it at every receive packet? Because I think I'm calling it at every receive packet. So if I actually pass a big thing here, right, that would be super annoying. Now, I think it will not be sent, but it will be, I mean, like this function is running server or client. I think will be nice to know if we are on the server or on the client here. Can we print out the authority? Can we print out the net mode? The net mode is eNet mode. I think it would be nice to print out the net mode. But the net mode, is there a toString or something? No. Fuck it. There is no toString. There is no toString. Okay, anyway, we can figure out from here. We can figure it out from here. It's okay. Nah, probably there is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there is maybe a supporting function, right? But it's fine. No, because I don't want to send, you know, a whole string that is like 40, 50, 60 character for every small packet, so that we are because that will basically clog the file transfer, right? I don't want to do it. Yeah, let's just launch it and see what happens. Actually, it's happening only one time. Okay. Yup, it's happening only one time, boys. It's happening only one time. So we have 3 packets that are getting sent and 3 packets that are received. And this thing is called only one time. So in reality, that is not clogging up the network in any way, right? Okay, so this is kind of a good news then. So this buffer is never split. It's never split, huh? Because in the tick, this thing is saying, oh, do we have a pending transfer? And if we have a pending transfer, is doing wait a second, I'm reading the one that is not. If we have a pending transfer, is doing yeah. Is executed only once. Okay, fine. Is executed only once. Is executed only once. Okay, fantastic. If it's executed only once, we can put whatever parameter we want there. Now, the only problem is that parameter, it is really going to be but yes, because I have my because it will be part of the. So if I put it here, right, on server notifies client of transfer completed, and I have here, instead of my, in addition to my transfer ID, I have also the file name, right? Then when I go into server notifies client of transfer completed, right? There is server to client, server notify client of transfer completed. Here I will have server notify, exactly. Here we are on the client, and I will have my thing. And this thing is printed only once, right? Client received ID. Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's good. I think it's good. So we can do it this way. So we can put it there, and it is not clogging anything. Okay. So I have to redo what I undo half an hour ago or 1 hour ago. But now we have a better understanding of the why. And we also have a much better understanding of the fact that it's fine to do it without any problems, right? So okay, so what was the thing? The thing was that I need, in the final transfer complete calling function, to have my FPS drawing details. It will actually work both sides, right? It will work both sides. So we will use the hash. Wait a second. Let me think to this fully, because there are two sides. So server to client, we have no problem, because we send the hash and we store the hash. Client to server, we need the item ID, because that will be corresponding to the database item, right? We need the item ID. So does FPS drawing detail have the item ID? Yes. Okay, so we are good. So we are good both sides. We are good both sides. We are good both sides. I think we are good, guys. I think that I fully understand it. I went a bit back and forth, but fully understand it now. Hello, Funner. Hey, how are you? I hope is all, but yeah, I think is all. In theory, the example is really too simple, because it's not showing you, first of all, how to save a potential file that you are receiving, but also it doesn't show you how to. But anyway, the change is is a relatively easy change. Is it? Well, we will hit the same problem that made me that made me redo it. It made me rewind. And the problem that made me rewind is that this function is called inside transfer component. Ah, yes, that was what made me unwind that, because it's calling the transfer complete. Where is calling the transfer complete? Here. Here. And here we are inside what? Here we are inside tick transfer, right? And tick yeah, this is what made me yeah, exactly. But now I understand it way better. So this means that in my outgoing transfer, I need that variable as well, huh? Yep. At least the hash. Well, I think we need the whole thing, because yeah. It's doing the same thing, yeah. Why is coloring both the same color? That's kind of weird. This should be white, no? No. Anyway. Yes. So yes. So that then when we are inside of the transfer here, right? We could call the completion. Yeah, exactly. 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 I believe. Now, if we could disable that component somehow, but that is not But it's fine. I think for now it's fine. At the end we are not making, you know, we are not making Elder Scroll 7, right? So it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it will work okay. It will work okay. It will not be super optimized, but it's fine. You will get your drawings. You will get your freaking drawings, boys. Right? Now, I don't know if we could have two separate functions. I mean, two, but it's fine. Still complaining, huh? Yeah, still complaining, my boy. You're still complaining because this thing is like everywhere in the code. It's everywhere. It's in 1 million places. But we will win at the end. We will win at the end. Hello, Saint Beast Official. Hey. Thank you for the follow and welcome, welcome. We are kind of deep into a problem, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I cannot see the light, so... Crayon playing Shift Tiger shoulder for losing 50 points. Well, 50 points is not a lot, and you gain them back, so it's okay. Sorry, Mello, I didn't read what you said. Netcode is pretty damn difficult, don't feel too bad. It doesn't seem like it needs to be called once, queued up, and the receipt happen. It'll be a chunk if it's large enough, if the column is small. Yeah, I think I start to get a hang of this, but I need to understand. Okay, still complaining for whatever reason. It's complaining why? Yeah, because send buffer to client. Actually, you know, it seems that there are two separate functions for everything. So in theory, we could have only the hash sent one side and the ID sent on the other side. But just for completion, let's just put this wall structure that has both, and so we can also expand it in the future or change it in the future. So we just use this. We just use this, right? And that's it. We just use the struct, and then we change the struct as we wish. So that we don't go mad with changing the code over and over and over. Right? We just change the struct, and the struct is used everywhere. Easy solution. Okay, we still have 1.5 million places where it's not. What is saying? Huh? Send buffer to server. Ah, because there is another place here. Oh my god. Okay. 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 I believe, guys. I believe we are close. We are close to see something. I believe. I believe. By the way, all the music that you are listening is video game music, and if you look at the bottom of the screen, there is written who is the author, what is the game, and such. Okay, it compiled. Okay, it compiled. So, what we want to see, right? What we want to see. Now the only problem is that I'm using two different directories, right? So because we have the directory with the repository, which is under data, right? Where we have this hash, right? And then we have on the client side the directory with drawings, yes, which is actually empty. Okay. Okay. So let's see what happens. I don't know. We did too many changes. I will just start and see what happens. So basically now the server has the image already stored in the repository with the proper hash, and the client does not. So the client will request to view a drawing, and the server will tell him this is the hash that you need to have. And the client will say, I don't have it. And the server will then start the upload of the file. And so if everything works, we should see in this directory, right, a new file named with the proper hash. Assuming that I completed the part of the save with the hash. I didn't. Okay, so wait a second. So I have to just do the last piece, which is now that we have this, right? Now that we have this in the transfer complete, and here we are on the client. Yes, I go under save game drawings, right? And in my saved here, I add the drawing details, drawing hash. Exactly. Because this is where we were stuck, right? Like 1 hour ago, when we said, oh, we don't have the hash because we don't save it. But now we have it here. And the good thing about this solution is that is transfer based. So every transfer has this information. So actually now with this solution, without the mapping table and everything, I have no problem in locking, right? So the lock, I mean, I think I will still do it anyway, but basically you can download multiple files at the same time and it will all go to different files, which is actually pretty good. That's basically what we needed, boys. That's what we needed. I think for the people that are new to the stream, I would like to know, how did you find us? How did you find Plane Shift? I mean, you just, I mean, is YouTube or Twitch that just suggested you the channel, or you searched for like Unreal Engine development or game development? Okay, so now just have to wait the server to go up. Okay, now it's up. Okay. 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 Boom. Okay, so as soon as I right click on this, all that mess will happen in theory. Ready? Go. It didn't. You seem that something is happening because we have a very bad ping. Oh, the server crashed. Ah, okay. The server crashed. We got... Okay, let's see how the server crashed. Because in theory we got the request, but then something bad happened. Something bad happened. Sketch widget open file. Sketch widget open file. Did we okay, wait a second. Because wait, I didn't point to the repo. Sketch widget 170. Wait. I think I know what happened. Maybe. Yeah. Because this file name. Okay. First of all, let me do just a safe thing. So obviously, if open file does not exist, right? Then we have a problem, and we can log the problem, and we now this is a sketch widget. Wait a second though. Did it server side? Wait a second. Why this? Because it's the same function used for both. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, so open file. So if not open file, we can say trying to open a non-existing file, right? So there is definitely an error. And then we need, we can type file name, right? And then we just return and we do nothing. We return false because actually this means that, yeah, we cannot do it, right? So the reason why the file name was not correct, the reason why is because yeah, exactly. Request drawing download. Yes, because I fucked up here, okay? Because I decided later that we don't read from the drawings, but we read from a completely separate repository, right? This repository is here, and at the moment, I think we can just hard-code it, but this needs to become a server configuration, right? Or if we want, we can already do it. This needs to be a server config variable. There needs to be a server config variable. So I need to put it here. It needs to be under game mode. I think under game mode is fine. So this will be called and obviously it will have to be changed on the Linux machine. It will have to be changed on the final Linux machine. But this is something like what? Like file repository. Okay, file repository. Right? File repository, which may be in the few. Well, there is a bit more than file. This is like drawings repo, like image repository or Drawing repo. I think it's a bit more specific. Yeah, let's call it specific because it's only done for drawings. It has a specific format. So, okay, drawing repository, right? So this or drawing path or drawing path, drawing repo path, drawing repo path. Yeah, drawing repo path. I think is clear enough. Okay, if we put it here in this file. And then in our plane shift game mode, we create a variable that is actually configurable, right? Like this. Now, whenever we read, right, whenever we start up the game, this game mode is reading that config file and is reading that variable, that value that will go into this variable, right? And so now we can easily do this. And we can do it we can do it. Oh my god! In receive download, in request draw, exactly here. In request, what the freaking hell? In request drawing download, right? Request drawing download, yeah, exactly. So yeah. That is not correct. So the directory will be drawing repo, yeah. And this variable we go here. I think we can just do it this way, GG. Right? No. What happened? Yeah. So it will be file name. Will be drawing repo slash this. Okay. Okay. So now we have two benefits. One, we don't crash if the file does not exist, right? And second, yeah. And second, we point to the right repo path. Barabam, 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 barabam. For anyone who is new, I like to roleplay on Twitch chat. Really? Why you don't roleplay in our game, Funner? You lost 100? I'm sorry. We never find you because I'm interested in the game for long. Yeah, I know, Ula, why you find me. Well, no, how did you find me at the beginning, though? The first day? Like, probably you were searching something like free MMO? What were you searching for? How did you find the game? Don't remember, you were a baby. You were like 6 years old at that time. So you have no idea. I see. Okay, succeeded. Can we see that file, please, getting downloaded properly in the right directory? Please! Can we see that file downloaded properly, please? You know what is the only problem is that that is not a PNG file. So, well, I can rename them all and look at them all. Yeah, I can do that. So I can regularly download the files and check them. And check them, right? There will be zero tolerance, guys. Zero tolerance. You understand what zero tolerance means? Zero tolerance, okay? What do you mean? Zero tolerance on knives? No. Zero tolerance in general. There will be zero tolerance, okay? So you cannot upload dicks, you cannot upload porn, you cannot upload, you know, stuff like that, okay? There will be zero tolerance. So you do it, you're banned. Done. Zero. Free MMO. Yeah, probably free MMO. If I wasn't on Twitch chat, I wouldn't be having my you on Twitch chat at the moment. I would be playing too much plane shift game. Yeah, you should. Why not? You can role play inside the game. We made a role playing game. That's the idea, my friend. Okay, let's see if this is actually something happened. Oh, we got an error. Trying to open a non-existing file. Trying to open a non-existing file. Okay, we didn't get the file yet. Fuck. Trying to open a non-existing file. So I did something wrong. Wait. Trying to open a non-existing file. So this file name is wrong. Yes, because the file name... Oh, fuck. No, it needs to be with the wall path. Wait. What? What did I do? Ah, because I opened ash. No. You should open file name, not ash. Yeah. Better. One bug at a time. Okay, now, please, now. I just want to see a file being copied over. It's not a big request. What is this sound? What is that sound? It's a quiz. Maybe you know it, but you don't know how it's called in English, huh? We can do the mystery sound. I think it would be fun. The mystery sound game. So I make a sound with something, and you have to tell me what is it. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's start that. The mystery sound. There are no prizes though, but anyway. Better to have a game with no prizes than no game. That just now was a pen. Nope, was not a pen. I can do it again if you want. The sound is this sound. Is this sound. Okay, ready? Go. Ah, we received something. Oh, fuck, we crashed. But we received something, though. Do we have it in the directory? No, we don't have it. Fuck. Okay, let me see. We crashed though. We crashed in controller base 407, but we saw the transfer. Controller base 407. 407 I think is already received and on the client. We crashed the client, This time the client crashed. So he was trying to save something and 407 open file, right? We have to do the same, We have to do the same. We have to be sure that here the file is valid. If not, open file. For some reason the file name is not correct. If not, open file. Where was that? Oh my god, I don't know where is it. I lost it. GG. It's lost forever. If not open file. Bro, I just wrote it. Come on. What? Oh. If not open file. If not open file. I don't know why I'm so lazy. I could have just typed it. But anyway, arrow trying to save file to basically a wrong location, right? Or a non-existing location to not existing location. And this is our file name. What file name is fucked? I don't understand. So we have the save game slash draw save game slash drawings slash our hash. You mean that our hash is empty? Oh my god, our hash is empty. We didn't pass it through properly. We didn't, huh? We didn't? We didn't pass. Wait, blah 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 blah, right? Drawing details. Where is this drawing details? Nowhere. Fantastic. No, wait. Drawing details, right? Drawing details. Wait a second. Drawing details. We have to pass when we call the function. Yes, exactly. And when we call the complete function, right? The complete function is called... the complete function is called here. Exactly. So outgoing transfer, right? Outgoing transfer, drawing details. So we have to be sure that our outgoing transfer has that setup, right? Because if that is not set up, it will never work. So wait, is when I'm setting the transfer ID, right? When I set the transfer ID, I also have to set that. Doesn't seem to be very hard. Where is it? Why I don't see it? Oh my god. Why I don't see it, bro? It must be here somewhere. Why I don't see the... why? There was like new transfer, right? New transfer. New transfer. Yeah, exactly. Why we do it twice, by the way? New transfer. Why we do it twice? Receiver chunk on receiver. Uh-oh. Oh my god. I have a fear, but I hope. Oh my god, I have a fear. Oh my god. Okay, wait a second. I have a fear and okay, I have a fear, but I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Oh shit. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Send buffer, right? Send fucking buffer is asking. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I think we have a problem. We have a problem because the transfer is actually local. I need to think about this, guys. So in the sense, as you can see, right, this send buffer is actually passing the function pointer, but is not passing the function parameters, right? But at the same time, when I call it, because here what I'm saying, right? Here I'm saying, hey, there is transfer components and buffer to client. Please, when you are done, right? When you are done, call this function and call this function. Call this function, and this function is this is and this function is defined, right? Because it is a lambda declaration, right? This function is defined as having two parameters, right? So the idea is that when we finish, this function is calling this, and that parameter is passed through. Yes, and in fact we see that in outgoing transfer that is done, right? Because outgoing transfer is actually calling that function when we are done, right? We say, is the transfer complete? Yeah, call the callback. So right? So it's calling the callback with the transfer ID and the drawing details. The problem is that these drawing details have never been initialized. I don't know, guys. I need to think a bit more about it. I think we have a problem anyway. Maybe the sounds come from two lips when the mouths come together. No, it's an object. It's an object. It's an object. Until you discover it, we will not switch to another object. But I have to go, guys. So thank you for watching. I will see you. I don't know if I want to stream tonight. Maybe after dinner. I don't know. I will anyway. I will work on this after dinner. I want to understand it fully and complete it. But maybe I will just stream water bottle cap. No, but it is made of plastic. Not only plastic, but the item is made of plastic. See you, boys, next time. Tomorrow or later tonight, but I don't think so. Or tomorrow, okay? Bye.